With the rise of people getting kicked from Helldivers for being underleveled, I decided to put a build together for you guys that you could easily adopt and get without having to reach level 20. And this build should carry you all the way through till you hit level 20. All you gotta make sure is that you get the right equipment, the right gear, the right stratagems to make your life easier so you could go ahead, spread some democracy even though you're underleveled. And remember guys, if you're watching this video and you're already level 20, don't forget to share your shield and your railgun, and don't forget to hit that like button to spread some freedom. So let's go ahead and tell you guys what you need to do to become OP. So let's get started with the stratagems. So if you guys watch my video on the build guide for early gameplay, that's going to get you all the way from level 1 all the way to 5 to 8. This is going to be for you guys that are moving from 8 all the way to 20. So the first thing we're going to change from our previous build is we're going to be removing the machine gun and we're going to pick up the stalwart. Now the great thing about the stalwart is that it does two things correctly that the machine gun fails at doing. Number one, it has more bullets. And number two, it allows you to reload the weapon as you are moving, which makes it a really good substitution for that machine gun. In addition to that, guys, you should definitely try to unlock the grenade launcher if you haven't so already. But if you did, this is what you're going to want to unlock. You're going to want to unlock this called a guard dog rover. Now, this is going to be a very, very underrated particular backpack that is extremely well. You're going to be able to unlock this at level 8, and this is going to be a complete lightsaber for you guys. It's going to help you get through content really fast. The great thing about this particular guard dog rover or backpack is the fact that not only does it last forever, and number two, it actually lets you know where the enemies are coming from, and it keeps you alive as much as you possibly can. In addition to the guard rover, you're going to also want to unlock the mortar sentry, which I believe gets unlocked at level 5. This is going to be another key element that's going to help you level up and get to those high levels, due to the fact that the mortar sentry will give you the ability of being able to know where the enemy's at, where the enemy's located, and it's going to allow you to fight the fight from a distance, allowing you guys to throw in these airstrikes in the location where the enemy's at without you getting close. This is going to help you clear a lot of bug holes. It's going to help you clear a lot of infiltrations from the automatons. So you guys go ahead and unlock these particular stratagems. You will be able to get to level 20 really fast. Now that we covered the stratagems, let's take a look at the war bonds and tell you guys what you need to unlock and in what order. Once again, guys, we're going to be sticking to the free version of the war bonds. The main thing we want to do is go to page number 4, and this is what you need to prioritize to get, okay? This is going to make or break this build. So number 1, you need to prioritize getting the vitality enhancement. This is going to exponentially boost the health. I believe it's 30% that it gives you a health boost. And in addition to that, it keeps your extremities from actually blowing up, which makes it really good for you to do that high-end content. In addition to that, the other thing you're going to want to make sure you get is this right here, guys. This is going to be a game changer for you guys. The SG225 breaker. This is going to make your gameplay so much easier, so much better, and it's going to make it a breeze. I'm telling you guys right now, you guys are not going to be disappointed. Get to page 4 as quickly as you possibly can and unlock these two items. Now, if you have a little bit more time and you want to go to page 5, the other thing I recommend is this, guys, the grenade, the G16 Impact, and this should theoretically carry you through the high level content with a breeze. So make sure you guys go ahead and unlock those 3 items to make it really easy. I'm going to explain the gameplay and how we play with this build so you guys can know a little bit more on how to approach the game and what you need to do to get the stuff done. All right, so the first thing you want to do as soon as you land, guys, you want to make sure that you call down your stratagems. The first thing is, of course, you want to make sure you call in your stalwart. You're going to want to make sure you call your guard dog rover. And number 3, you want to make sure you position the mortar sentry very close. Now, the way you want to do this is you don't want to call in the mortar sentry unless you know there's bugs around, because if there's no bugs, there's no point of you calling it down. In this scenario that I did, I already knew that there was bugs in front of me. And if you don't know, you can actually just pull up your map and you'll be able to see it. So I put down the sentry. I'm waiting for the sentry to start doing its thing. And as you're going to notice right here, my sentry does 2 things backwards. Number 1, there is enemies in front of me. But due to the fact that this build is so powerful, I look at the mortar and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. So not only do I have to deal with bugs that are in front of me, but I also got to deal with bugs that are coming up behind me. So this is going to give me a huge advantage. And here's where you see the rover taking care of a lot of stuff for me. Not only was it able to melt these enemies here, but it also gives me enough time for me to be able to see if I could go collect some samples. And since we're doing these missions at a little bit higher difficulty, we could get common samples, we could get, orange, we could get, pinks. So really good, really effective. So now I know there are enemies behind me because my mortar keeps laying down that fire. And what that allowed me to do, it allowed me to not only go ahead and collect those samples, get that side of the, the area of the map cleared, but it also gave me enough time to prepare to be able to deal with any bug or any enemy that was coming my way. That's what I love about this build, because it's so fundamental in the sense that you don't have to be watching your back. These stratagems are going to watch your back for you, and that's what makes it really viable. Another great thing about this is that the rover only goes ahead and spawns if there is an enemy at a very close radius. If there's no enemy at a very close radius, then it won't spawn. Like for example here, it went ahead, got off my backpack, so I know that there's still bugs chasing me without me having to look at my map because my rover is currently active and out. Now, the great thing about this is that I don't have to constantly be turning, I don't have to constantly be checking, because as soon as I see that laser popping out, I know that I need to turn around and engage a fight. Now, the great thing is that now what we're going to want to do, as you see right here, my mortar's in cooldown. I have my weapon, my primary LMG. I have my shotgun, which I'm going to be using to deal with heavy enemies, and I also have my rover still active. So the great thing about the rover, it just lasts forever. So what I want to do here is I want to constantly be checking the map. If I see an enemy, I'm going to be like, okay, there's an enemy over there. I just want to make sure that I'm able to, draw my mortar. If I can't pull up my mortar right now, I'm just going to wait for the cooldown to reach, and then I'm going to use my, use my mortar. Now, the great thing about the grenades we picked, now these are not always recommended because it takes a little bit of more of a tinkering to be able to deal with the, the holes that you're supposed to blow up depending on the missions you're doing. So you could go with these nades. The great thing I like about those nades, the impact grenades, is as soon as you throw that to an enemy, it actually detonates and hits them on target. You don't have to wait those like 2 seconds for it to blow up. But it's going to be personal preference as far as the grenades are concerned. So once I know I have my mortar ready to go, I'm able to place down my mortar. And once again, my mortar is going to do the job for me. Now, the other thing is, remember, we still have a kill streak in our pocket within our arsenal, which is the airstrike that we could still use here to be able to be very effective while doing this. So we see a bunch of bulk holes, or we see a big amount of enemies approaching us, we could still call in this airstreak to be able to clear the rest of the lobby. So basically, that's how you want to play with this build. You want to constantly be checking your map. If you see an enemy, place down your mortar strike, you let the rover protect you, and deal with the rest of the bugs, and just have a nice smooth run. Now, if you run into people who are kind enough to share their shield and share their railgun, you can do that as well. But I'm telling you, this build should let you get all the way to 20 without any problem. Let me know what you guys think of this build. If there's anything you would change, drop it in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out this video right here that's popping up right now on the screen, telling you 9 items you need to unlock, not only the ones I showed you here, but some additional ones as you continue leveling up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.